loss so far. They'll be looking to move above 500 as we're getting underway with the Terrapins lineup here early on. It's certainly an interesting one.
Yeah, Terrapins lineup, looking for the offensive production outside of Kelsey Smith, maybe more of McKinley Heaven, and more after kind of that contribution of game winner last night. For Purdue, we'll look at Chiara Cingarella, one of the best players in all of the Big Ten.
Yeah, but right now, it's McKinley Heaven, the goal scorer, with a really nice bit of hold-up play, and she can run at the Purdue defense here. For Maryland, looking for a sharp start to this game, and Heaven's still with the ball. Eventually, that'll be taken off her foot, and we'll take that opportunity as Maryland gets set for a corner to see, or actually be a throw, to see the Purdue lineup.
Yeah, we're talking about Chiara Cingarella, the Argentinian international player. She is elite. She is second in the Big Ten Conference for both points and goals already this season.
Yeah, certainly a quality operator, and now Maryland does draw a corner, and Emily Lenhard coming over to take it. Lenhard, of course, famously scored in Olympico last year, but I'd imagine she'll be looking to find a teammate here.
Yeah, that Olympico coming against James Madison last year was wonderful. We'll see if she can do that again here, maybe.
So Lenhard's delivery, outswinger, and that'll be claimed in the end by Emily Edwards. Edwards, of course, coming off winning the Big Ten's Goalkeeper of the Year award. When I spoke to head coach Richard Moody, he told me that he really likes his goalkeeper room. Takes all of them to help Emily win that award.
Yeah, she won Big Ten Goalkeeper of the Week last week, too. Just outstanding play against Wisconsin. That was the game. That was the best win of the season for Purdue. Played great all game. And they continued that play into Iowa, but Iowa's a very tough opponent. Number 12 in the country right now. But you have to like the way they played and fought hard.
You absolutely do. Iowa, of course, a top 10 team in RPI, and this Purdue team had a couple results in non-conference play which they weren't very happy about, but you can just see them getting better and better. Coach Moody, of course, kind of has a blueprint for what Maryland can look to do in the short term as he's turned his team around since taking over.
Yeah, and you can see that in the way he's constructed the roster. 9 international players, the most in the Big Ten, tied for 8th most in the entire country.
Certainly, and that's a nice little ball by Alyssa Abramson there between the lines to find Ava Morales. And now Morales found it to Tahira Turnage-Morales. Abramson will send the ball back to Lucky. And you talk about the international players. Purdue, obviously, with several. Finding players with good experience, too, as Maryland doing a nice job playing out of the back there. Turnage-Morales stayed very composed. Lenhard finds Ray Bone. And McIntyre finds Lenhard, who had kind of to take a heavy touch to get away from the ball, but ultimately be dispossessed. But for a second there, Maryland was playing very slickly out of the back and moving the ball nicely. So early show of the Terps' capabilities in possession. In the end, Purdue held strong.
Yeah, good bit of passing right there, kind of playing keep away. Just got a little out of touch right there. Terps got the ball back. They want to get this into the Purdue half of the field here.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go long. So Faith Lucky swings this one towards the flank. We'll see if anyone can get there. And in the end, Ray Bone closest to it, but could not keep the ball in. So it'll be a throw-in for the Boilermakers. And now a foot race will ensue. In the end, Turnage-Morales came over and dealt with things fairly comfortably. So another throw-in for the Boilermakers. And now Bain will step forward to take it again.
Yeah, Lily Bain, a freshman this year at the midfield. Just kind of finding her footing so far.
So Cingarella tried to take that down, and in the end, Baines kept it in. Cingarella's flick on, and now a chance here for Campo to take it down. Campo scored a wonder goal against Wisconsin, a really top-notch player, and now she'll try to do something against Mitchell, but Mitchell stood her ground. Cingarella's cross in, taken down nicely and lay it off. And the shot coming in from the edge of the box, and that did not miss by much. It was a very, very good look right there for Tourdeson.
Yeah, a great bit of possession right there for Purdue, getting outside the box, crossing it in. A good shot right there, just misses the goal, wide to the left, but Purdue will take that all day.
Certainly. And so for the Boilermakers, a solid start. Now Ava Morales under pressure, and that's going to be jumped by Tourdeson. Tourdeson driving it to the end line, her cross. Unclear if that was deflected. Nope, it just misfired. So out of play and a goal kick for Maryland. And worth noting early on, we were talking pre-game about the formations for the two teams. Maryland lining up in their accustomed, well, it's almost taking a 3-4-3 shape at this point, as Lucky has to go long, but proper back four in the end. More of a 4-2-3-1 as Ava Morales can now try to bring the ball through midfield, and she's found Heaven, who's popped into a pocket of space. Heaven spreads the ball wide towards Kelsey Smith, and Smith, so dangerous every time she's on the ball, can now drive this Purdue backline. Smith into the box, is it backed up nicely, and she'll have to send it out to Delaney DiMartino. DiMartino's cross is a good one, but in the end, ultimately it'll be dealt with by Purdue, and only so far there's the halfway line. The Boilermakers, meanwhile, playing a back 3-4-3. At the moment, switching into more of a orthodox back 4.
Yeah.
Back 5, as Lenhard coming between the lines, and she'll pick out a good pass wide towards Smith. Smith driving in. Smith takes on a tour de sang, and now she's gotten past her, but Smith ran out of room, and we'll see what the call is here, goal kick or corner kick. In the end, it's a goal kick.
We've heard a lot of Angelina Tour-de-Sang already in the broadcast. You know, coming from LSU last year, transfer. You know, she's from Sweden, another one of those international players for Purdue. She had a very good game against Wisconsin. Talking to their coach, Richard Moody, she's a really quality player for Purdue.
She really is. And Lissa is a forward, but getting the start here at wing back is certainly playing a big role for this Purdue squad. And now a chance for Purdue to kind of work it out wide towards Bain, and Bain has a bit of space to take on Raybone. And Bain's cross just mishit and drifts out of play. So Purdue finding some good positions here early on, but the final ball just hasn't been there for the Boilermakers.
Yeah, they've kind of started on the aggressive foot right now. Lily Bain, you know, coach said that she's actually been one of the best goal scorers in practice so far. Maybe we can see that come to the actual pitch during game time. But we'll see what Maryland does here. Talking about their formation, they've been in their half of the field for most of the match so far. Maybe that's why it's been kind of adding another backer in just to really protect on defense. We'll see what happens when they're more on the offensive side of the ball.
So Turner Morales there winning that header, and Ava Morales can spread the ball wide towards DiMartino. She's found Smith in a pocket of space, and ultimately that'll roll nicely for Heaven. Heaven's done a really good job in hold-up play here early on. Of course, got the game-winning goal against Indiana, and a player who Coach Marciano told us would give Maryland another option up top. And so far, really, she's been very solid in this game, too. Throw-in coming in, and that'll be won initially by the Boilermakers, but Maryland retains possession. Mitchell to Abramson. And it is interesting to note that ultimately it does look like Maryland is almost playing more of a 3-4-3 as the ball over the top. A little too long, and it'll go out of play. But at the moment, DiMartino is playing more as a wingback than the winger that we thought she might play as. And you could see right now, DiMartino, normally a more attack-minded player, in that left wingback spot. As now this will be driven long by Purdue, and they've found Campo in a pocket of space as well. Campo will lay that off towards Hanisch, and Hanisch has some room to maneuver. Her ball out wide towards Bain is just a bit overhit, and it goes out of play.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
And McIntyre's drifted in field. And so now, as Morales wins the ball there, she will commit the foul. But you watch, Raybone now has to come all the way back. On the far side, DiMartino and Smith are both wide players. So while you have McIntyre really tucking in a lot of the time here on this flank, leaving a lot of open space, on the far side, you have two wide players who both want to get forward. So Maryland, with a shortage of options on the one side, but a ton of them on the other. And we'll see how that plays out tactically, because at the moment, you do wonder whether they'll want McIntyre to really pull wider more, give a second outlet here on this near side. What would you think of that, Jonah?
I think it's an interesting strategy because you can see how they're almost committing two players to Chiara Cinderella. You have Mia Mitchell, and then you have Taryn Raybone kind of just like, and then when Chiara Cinderella, as you see kind of on your screen right now, you have the defense kind of shifts wherever she is. So Maryland's going to try to use the opposite side of the field to almost hide that. We'll see if Purdue kind of takes advantage of that because they'll have a player kind of more free with the attention on Cinderella.
Yeah, we certainly will. And it is worth noting that McIntyre, really before this year, one could argue has been more of a wide player, as Maryland now under a little bit of pressure, but again, just calm work, very technically sound out of the back, and Lenhard can spread it wide for Raybone. Raybone, Mitchell, and she's found Lenhard. Lenhard's turn to Morales, who will send it back to Turnage Morales, and you gotta give the Terps credit. They've done a good job keeping possession. It's a very technically gifted Purdue side. And Morales dispossessed, but there's a foul in the play. It's worth noting, though, that McIntyre can peel wide. She can play wide, but so far, it's looked more like her intent may be to stay a little bit more central, creating a lot more open space on this near side, where it's also worth noting Purdue have had more of the ball in the attacking phase than they have on the other side. So the delivery now, pinged out wide, but intercepted by the Boilermakers. And now Hanish kind of stuck. Eventually found a teammate. This is a nice little run right here for Bain. Bain was looking for Cinderella, but couldn't quite find her, and Ray Bone now finds McIntyre, but her pass is a bit loose. Here come the Boilermakers. So Santa Cruz, who got their goal against Iowa, taken down. It's a free kick in a dangerous position here for Purdue.
I believe that was Taryn Ray Bone kind of tripping, making Santa Cruz right there. We'll take another look right here. Yep, Taryn Ray Bone just gets that back heel. Megan Santa Cruz is making that very dangerous run right there. I don't know if you can do anything else if you're Taryn Ray Bone to stop that run.
Yeah, definitely a tactical foul with how it ended up playing out. And, of course, now for Purdue, though, they'll be very happy here. Two top-notch technicians, is Campo and Cinderella. As you see right there, the foul's 3-2. We've also had a couple advantages played so far. Cinderella to take.
Yeah, Purdue's taking this wide right here.
The delivery's a bit unlucky, and ultimately no one really got close to it. Comfortable claim for the goalkeeper, and now...
This was an interesting setup. They had all the Purdue players kind of on the wide post on the far side, and then where the cross went in, none of them ran in to meet it. That was an interesting set piece right there for the Boilermakers.
Yeah, it didn't quite work out the way they planned, I think. And Lucky will now just stay on the ball. Heaven. More good hold-up play from her, and she can release Smith, but Chauvet has good speed. And Chauvet will ultimately deal with that very nicely. That's the professional experience right there.
What's interesting is that both teams have had a similar play style so far today, where they're really funneling the offense through one player. Obviously for Maryland, it's been Kelsey Smith, as all season long it has been. Purdue, for the season, has had more of, would you say, a balanced attack, but it's really been a lot of Cinderella.
And just like that, Cinderella's gotten on the loose ball, and she's looking for the chip. Ultimately didn't get the height on it that she wanted, and a big chance goes begging. Lucky dealt with it comfortably, but for a moment there, Maryland was in big trouble off of the giveaway.
Yeah, I don't know why Cinderella kind of stopped to take the shot right there. She had a lot more grass in front of her to get a closer, more easier shot, you can say, as you see on the replay. She has the defender beat right there. She can meet the goalkeeper sooner and get an easier shot, but she takes it from way far out, and Faith Lucky with a great save right there.
Yeah, I'll say I have a lot of sympathy there for Cinderella. I've certainly been in that position when you're on the attack. You know there's defenders tracking back, and you're like, well, let me take the chance while it's there. Sometimes it's not the wise decision, and you do have time to take another touch. And certainly Cinderella has the ability in her locker, as Smith now with a great run coming the other way. Eventually taken down, and it's a critical and clean tackle right there from Chauvet.
Yeah, great challenge right there. Just gets all the ball, and what a stop.
Yeah, so really sharp defensive work, and now Hanish has acres of space to pick out Bain here on this near side, and Bain can get to the ball, but she's called offsides.
Yeah, Lily Bain in that offsides position the entire time right there. Didn't reestablish herself, and look at that back line for Maryland.
Yeah, but you can see there, it does feel like there's a bit more space here on this near side where Ray Bone may be a little bit more isolated defensively.
It's a tough challenge for Ray Bone when you're going up against Chiara Cinderella. Chiara Cinderella's so quick and great with her feet in creating advantage plays. It's a very tough matchup.
Yeah. Morales, her pass towards Abramson will actually end up closer to DiMartino, who will claim it. So, DiMartino. And it's worth noting that for a game which has had so much intrigue, there's not been so many clear-cut chances. Tudorsson's probably still the one who's come closest so far, and ultimately Cinderella had that chance a moment ago, but didn't really trouble Lucky, as this is now good tracking back by Hanish, who dispossesses McIntyre. McIntyre wanted a foul, and I see where she was coming from there, but the referee was on the spot and said play on.
I'm actually a little surprised they didn't call that a foul. Hanish came up right behind and kind of, I don't think got all ball right there, so you could have called a foul right there.
Yeah, obviously the referee has seemingly let them play a bit so far. Now, Bain, been very active here. Bain, McIntyre tracking back, but Bain gets away from her, and just a heavy touch right at the moment where it felt like Bain was about to accelerate away. So, Maryland will be thankful for that. Ray Bone now. Ball deflected out of play, and it'll be a throw-in for the Terps.
So far, we've seen both teams play within kind of the midfield area. Not a lot of possessions kind of been around the goal boxes. You know, a lot of good backline defense so far against two teams that have some very capable and strong offensive players. We'll see if that kind of continues. We've seen a couple of chances that have managed to break through. I think as the game goes on, you'll see some more offense eventually sneak by those stalwart defenses as of now.
Yeah, and I would say this game has certainly been maybe a little bit slow burn, but in a fun way. It's been a fun little chess match so far as Ray Bone, McIntyre, and ultimately looks like this is going to go out of play. Ray Bone tried to keep it in, but couldn't quite, and Bain gets the throw. Certainly we've seen like the little details in this game, just the technical capability from both teams we expect coming in, of course, but you can just see the way they're approaching this. Lots of quality early on, lots of tightly contested plays. It's been a fun one, and I'm excited to see how it continues to develop as Campo with a nice little bit of skill there, and she's found her teammate as Purdue will look to build the attack, but ultimately not quite able to build as Santa Cruz just backed up there. Nicely by this Maryland defense. Bain's cross in is a good one, but Abramson ultimately the player closest to it as Purdue will reset. Hanish. The Travella out to the flank. The Boilermakers.
It does seem that the Boilermakers do have that kind of momentum right now. They're playing in Maryland's half more, and they're pressing right now. They're more on the front foot as of now.
Yeah. Hanish spreads that wide. Of course, Purdue not going to their widest outlets at the moment as Hanish with a nice little bit of skill to get away from Morales. Would have thought maybe she would have thought of the shot there without the referee being kind of in her way almost. And in the end, looked for a clever pass, but wasn't on the same page, and ball goes out of play for a goal kick.
Yeah, just not on the same page there for Purdue. Making that run, the player on that right side has to, kind of be in that same sync, time that run so you're not offsides. It's very tricky to do so, but Maryland got lucky right there.
Yeah, the idea is definitely a good one, and it does demonstrate Hanish has that creativity and vision in her locker to try that pass. Right, Bone to the giveaway. Unsure who she was aiming that for, but Depa gives the ball straight back. Now Chauvet. And Depa cleans that up. Purdue will try to build out of the back. So, tour de song. Pass between the lines to Santa Cruz. Santa Cruz does well to pick out pass wide to Bain, but that'll get away from Bain. Actually a little bit not quite on the same wavelength, the two players there, and Maryland gets another throw-in.
Yeah, both these two teams kind of right now on pace for their last matchup, which was a tie 2023, a 0-0 tie in College Park.
A lot of game left to play, but certainly this one so far, a bit of a cagey affair as Hanish now goes back, and Purdue will try to maintain possession along the back line for a minute. Cuneo, Chauvet, Maryland content to kind of sit back at the moment. Adam striding forward. Had Hanish around the corner, but opts to go back.
It looks like Maryland's almost playing like 5 defenders back there with the way their formation. I mean, you have 2 wing backs plus your 3 central backs back there.
Yeah, it's a great ball from Hanish if it can stay in, and Tuderson will not be able to keep it in. But the idea was, again, a really good one. Hanish showing her creativity.
If you look at that Maryland formation, it was very interesting. We've been talking about it all broadcast long. They've had both their wing players kind of come all the way back on defense, as the Terps and Marchiano are so concerned about making Santa Cruz, Irene Campo, and Chiara Cingarella really kind of breaking through, that they're putting a lot of attention around that side of the ball.
Yeah, and oftentimes you will usually see a back 3 become a back 5 when a team has to play more defensively. Maryland, of course, doing that right now. Mitchell's ball, that'll be intercepted by Hanish in a bit of a dangerous spot, and the Terps made a couple subs. Santa Cruz now with a cross. Cingarella tried to get in position, and she was offsides. But it's worth noting, both the Maryland substitutions kind of surprising to me because Lenhard and Heaven, who I've thought have been two of their better players so far, have been withdrawn. And you do wonder if that's about resting them. Both of them have battled injuries at points this season. But an interesting decision by Coach Marciano, who's brought in Ella Bulova and Ava Mowry.
Yeah, it's a 90-minute game. You don't want to wear out your players in the first half. You want to save them for when it gets tight in the second half, and maybe they...
Turnage Morales dispossessed, and a huge chance right there for Santa Cruz. Maryland nearly caught napping trying to play out of the back, and Turnage Morales was in a world of trouble, really with no options. The Terps are lucky to be scoreless at the moment, probably.
Terps are faith lucky. That was quite the save right there by her. I mean, just kind of on the stop of the dime, diving to the left. Terps got so lucky. I mean, that kind of defensive possession passing around was a little risky, to say the least.
McIntyre's got into a good pocket of space after a nice turn. She's held onto the ball and drawn a foul right at the edge of the box. Free kick in an extremely dangerous position. And let's go back for a second to the huge chance at the other end for Purdue.
Yeah, you see just kind of a little just careless with the ball right there, and Faith Lucky makes up for it with quite the save after Megan Santa Cruz with a good strike. She's already scored 3 goals on the year for Purdue. She's a very capable scorer. Maryland, that's not a play you want to see again the rest of the day.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see from the player's view, because obviously from up here we've got our view, but when you're on the pitch, sometimes those passes seem like a good idea. Maybe the player's not so close. But right there, Lucky nearly played Turnage Morales into a world of trouble, as Ava Morales now on the other end standing over this as close to the penalty area as you can get. The shot, and she bends it into the back of the net. She has that in her locker. Danger at one end, joy at the other. Maryland leads 1-0 with a great free kick from Ava Morales.
That was top quality and top class from Ava Morales right there. Just buries it at the top left corner of the net. Nothing the Purdue goalkeeper could do right there. Just right overhead with power and precision. Right here, you can see she's looking at it all the way, and boom, 1-0 for the Terps.
No chance to stop that. And those can be so tricky sometimes because you have to deal with a wall, touching to get around it. But we'll see right here, Morales just no mistake.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Yeah, corner. But from our vantage point, not how it actually worked out. Campo. And Irene Campo, we've not said her name so much. She's picked out Cherry Yu and Yu's in behind. The flag has stayed down. Marciano's put his hand up for offsides. Yu moving into the box. And great defending by Abramson to come back and take the ball off her foot. But it's a corner for the Boilermakers.
Yeah, you can see Cherry Yu's speed right there, just kind of running by Alyssa Abramson to get the ball, but good job by Alyssa Abramson kind of closing back in. You can see the pass right here, though that could have been offsides right there. That was an interesting no call from the ref, and you see Alyssa Abramson just getting back and challenging and making a good play.
Yeah, that was really tight right there with the offsides, but what a ball by Campo, who's about to take this corner as well. Showing her creativity, and she's another player who is just absolutely top class, as she's got her whole team in. Of course, this is where it also helps to have Yu almost 6 foot, a very imposing aerial presence in the box, and the team will be looking for her for sure. Campo's delivery, the header, and it's flicked on, but nobody really able to get a second header to turn it towards the goal. It'll be out of play for a Maryland throw.
Yeah, Irene Campo had that wonder goal against Wisconsin. Has 8 points on the year, 3 goals, 2 assists. A very well-rounded player for Purdue, one of their best and top quality players. She's been a little quiet so far, but she'll make an impact in the second half, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, with that pass right there, almost picked up an assist, is now another giveaway, and Cherry Yu got a little bit ambitious there. That actually bent very pleasantly, but not back on the goal. Lucky claims. Of course, with Campo, we talked about her being a top-class player. She's on the Mac Herman watch list. So you have to be a top-class player to be on that list. And, of course, beyond that, just experienced veteran, a really quality player. Coach Moody told us that really she's a football junkie. She lives, she eats, breathes, and sleeps the game. Is this one a bit speculative? Claimed in the end by Edwards. So Purdue Trying to build their back now.
I mean, you have roughly under 6 minutes left in the half. This is the chance for Purdue to get that goal.
And Santa Cruz has found you in acres of space. Use cross, just missed her teammate, and now a bit of a mess as Bernard couldn't quite get it away. And the shot palmed away in front of the net. It's 1-1. Campo follows up the rebound. The Boilermakers get their goal.
Yep. We were just talking about how Irene Campo hasn't really made too much of a big impact. There it is. Her 4th goal in the season, kind of off that rebound. Right place, right time. Just a little flick and right in the back of the net. Purdue finally converts on one of those chances you see right here. Good shot. Faith Lucky makes the good save, but can't corral the ball. Irene Campo makes a nice run. 1-1.
Yeah, just great play by Purdue there. In the end, really good job of them just recovering. The pressure stays on, and ultimately Turner able to win the ball back, find a teammate, whether the shot comes in. Campo, I mean, if you're a young player, you've ever heard your coach tell you, crash the net, be in the right place to get rebounds, that's why you do it. Such a clever little bit of positioning by Campo. Gives her the easy finish. And man, I mean, it feels like that goal has been coming for Purdue, but we were starting to wonder whether they might be fated not to score.
Yeah, it was. They seemed very unlucky earlier in the game, but now luck is on their side with that very good bounce for them.
Here comes here comes Bernard finding an option infield. I thought Morales might show there, but she didn't. Campo, the goal scorer. And now Santa Cruz, who really helped get that play underway with her ball towards Cherry U.
So if you're Coach Marciano for the Terps right here, you're not happy because you almost got into halftime with that 1-0 lead. That would have felt very good after kind of getting lucky earlier, but then scoring that great goal from Ava Morales on the free kick right there, right next to the penalty box. That's just, but you go into half, you're tied. It's essentially in their mind a 0-0 game if they can hold on and not let Purdue score any more goals. Second half is a new half and continue their strong play.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a frustrating moment. If you're Coach Marciano, what are you telling your team right now to really just ensure that there's no sense that they potentially get caught and give up a second as they give away in a dangerous position? Santa Cruz doesn't really have options here and ultimately just holds on to the ball, and now she's able to turn and find Angulo. Angulo, Santa Cruz peeling away from Bulova, but offsides.
We have seen Purdue be offsides quite a bit. So I wonder if that is a strategy for Maryland's defense to kind of play that high trap defense where they catch Purdue offsides on those long runs. But it also has kind of provided a lot of chances for Purdue that Maryland's very lucky that they haven't converted on. Obviously some great goalkeeping from Faith Lucky, but it's an interesting thing that we might see a tweak in strategy by the coaching staff for the Terps in the second half.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see how it plays out. I mean, Purdue has gotten offsides in areas where Maryland's line was not high. Like back there, Maryland's line was pretty deep. So also a product of the Boilermakers being opportunistic and being willing to take those offsides, which, Jonah, what do you make of that for them strategically?
We'll see. I think for Maryland, it hasn't worked out as maybe you have hoped because you've just given up so many chances to Purdue. That's obviously something you don't want to do. Though we see
Lucky nearly made a hash of that through miscommunication with Turner Morales, but did really nicely to recover. We've seen
that miscommunication a couple of times between kind of the back line and not really Faith Lucky right there we did, but we've seen kind of a couple of plays where they're out of position. They let a free runner through for Purdue. That's something that the Terps will have to work on in the second half and just talking about in halftime to pull out with a win.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out because the moment this game has really just been sparking to life constantly in the last few minutes, and slow burn start is given away to a high-octane second half of this first half. Approaching the final 2 minutes now, and for Maryland to throw, feels like things are maybe starting to get a little bit more helter-skelter in the center of the park instead of in the box, but for Maryland that won't provide too much extra comfort because at the moment it does feel like they just need to get a couple big more chances in this half.
The first half of the first half was more controlled from both sides. Once you say there's a lot of passing that was very right there and not a lot of turnovers. The past couple of minutes, really. There's been a lot of more turnovers in not really controlled playing.
And now the ball is spread wide towards Bernard. She's found Morales with a nice pass. Morales striding forward, and that'll go out of play. And it's interesting because you talk about control even in possession. Maryland, like a moment ago, Eglin came back for the ball when she had a chance to really just move forward and stretch it to play and have Holly go long, and it just felt like they were missing these little spaces in the moment.
Yeah, Maryland just has to remain calm after they gave up the goal and not get too worried about that and not try to make the game-winning play every play.
Yeah, it's been an interesting one. And there, maybe they weren't as worried about stretching the defense as much with Eglin checking back in. But this moment, Abramson striding forward, and she's picked out a clever ball. Eglin couldn't quite get on the end of it. This will be spread wide. Now Bernard, good defending, and ultimately Turner getting it away, but only as far as Abramson. Still Abramson. Abramson puts in a cross, and always a tough one. Looked like she was losing her footing as she put it in and goes out of play.
I do like the idea from Alyssa Abramson right there, getting those crossers in, just getting more chances. That's the theme for Maryland all season, just getting more chances, getting more offensive possession, more chances to try and get those goal opportunities. Working that left side, getting a cross back in could be one of those chances we see more in the second half.
Yeah, see how this plays out. Everything to play for heading into the second half as Cherry U lays the ball off, and first half comes to an end. 1-1. Whole lot of action in this one. Jonah, what have you made of this?
It's a back and forth game. Both teams really want the win, but it's been interesting in how both teams have got a lot of chances. We'll see what happens in the second half.
It's interesting to note that at the lineup, DiMartino is lined up more like a central midfielder, although now she's put out wide like a wing back again. So we'll see how that plays out. Lenhard goes long off of the kickoff, and that'll be dealt with Tudason. And immediately some early action as Campo, the goal scorer, wins a header, and now Lenhard will have to take care of that, which she does with aplomb and draws a foul. So DiMartino to take the free kick. Just plays it short to Abramson. So 45 minutes of an entertaining match ahead of us. DiMartino's ball forward and a little bit too far, and it'll go out of play. But this game, I mean, so much action in that first half, so much entertainment. This is why we love Big Ten women's soccer. Just so many talented players, so many exciting moments. And the best part is, this doesn't even feel anywhere close to done.
We love it because it's unpredictable. You never know what's going to happen on the pitch. Yeah, anything can happen. As we saw in the first half, defensive breakdowns, stunning free kick shots. We'll see the second half if another surprise or two happens.
Yeah, I mean, that first half was certainly full of incidents. Now Morales, and that's just not going to quite link up with Smith, who two of them have known each other since they were really little, played together when they were really little. Tudason, Smith. You know, it's funny. Smith, team's always game plan for her, and Purdue's done a pretty good job against her today. It feels like we've not had to say her name all that much so far.
Well, that's what Coach Marciano said, that teams have been game planning for her as they've realized how much of a offensive force she is for the Terps. So Marciano has been looking for maybe who else steps up to alongside Smith to get more of those goal-scoring opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, today, Ava Morales gets the goal, as here is Smith. Smith does nicely there to find DiMartino. DiMartino now to Lenhard. Lenhard, clever and a good turn by Heaven. Moving into the box, but it's well defended right there. Hanisch got a critical intervention in. Otherwise, Heaven was in a very dangerous position, and Morales tried to pick out a teammate. Eventually, Lenhard ends up with the ball.
Maybe this is another Mckinley Heaven game. She already scored the game winner in the 87th minute against Indiana. Maybe she can do it again.
But here's Smith. Smith with space. This is where she's so dangerous. Picks out Morales. The shot deflected. DiMartino, and she forces a save. A big chance early on for Maryland, and that is exactly what you want to see if you're Michael Marciano. This team's best chance in a few minutes.
Best chance on really not a set play all game, and Emily Edwards showing why she was a Big Ten goalkeeper of the week last week.
Yeah, Edwards was alert and made the save, and Also, I want to go back to a minute ago. You were talking about McKinley Heaven. Maybe it's a McKinley Heaven game. I thought she was great before she got subbed off in the first half. And guess who's on the ball? McKinley Heaven turning into space. Heaven going outside. The shot didn't miss by too much.
Well, she certainly had her opportunity right there. Took her chance, and it was close, just over the top of the crossbar. But this is a very good sign for Marciano's squad. They're the ones being aggressive right now, playing in Purdue's side, having more chances, and we'll see if they can convert on some soon and keep up that aggressive play.
Yeah, and now a long ball. Header won by Abramson, and foul called.
Yeah, Abramson just going over the top right there. Too much contact to the body, and that's a foul.
Yeah, so free kick now for Purdue. Let's see who will take it. Ultimately, Boilermakers just playing it short. In the end, didn't feel the need to push the ball forward, and that's fine for them. Now, a bit of an awkward moment as ultimately Adam able to move forward and put the ball in, and didn't quite work out. And apologies, Bain, not Adam. Other play on that flank, but it was a good run by Bain there, and she's had some really nice moments as well. Very talented freshman with a bright future with this Purdue squad. They got her for. She's going to go to Penn State, it looked like, but Purdue pulling off a nice recruiting win, getting her. As now, good work by Hanisch. Wins the ball off Lenhart, and Lenhart with a short pull. It's going to be a foul and a free kick in a good position right here for the Boilermakers.
Yeah, we'll see what Boilermakers can do off the possession, but you can see right here, just a little bit of a grab right there. It's, some would say, a little ticky-tack, but ref saw it, and Maryland can get away with it.
Here's the thing, though. So for me, I do think that's a clear foul. I don't know that I can imagine a world where you couldn't call that. But what's interesting is it looks like Hanisch almost instigated the contact. That's where it gets strange.
What's interesting is that the first half was a very physical game. There was a lot of could-be fouls that weren't called. So to see that called might show kind of a change in how the referee will call the game.
And Campo and Cinderella not on the same wavelength there.
Yeah, that was clear miscommunication by the two players right there. I think Campo wanted Cinderella to be more towards the box. Cinderella kind of more out wide and stationary.
Yeah, so unfortunate for the Boilermakers, and now going long, Smith gets the flick on with the header, but ultimately Cuneo will now try to recover for Purdue, and Tourison dispossessed, though. Heaven, and Heaven just so good in build-up play. Morales switches the ball. Ray Bone has some interesting celebrity connections. Her grandfather was a founding member of Earth, Wind, and Fire, and her cousin is Earl Campbell.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite the family tree right there.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe could she be a great musician with that family?
I don't know, maybe. Could also be a great football player if you're going off the Earl Campbell one, as Smith finds DiMartino, and she's drifted offsides.
Well, some would say she's a great football player.
Yeah, the other football.
Well, some would say it's
the classic form.
The correct football.
I would argue it's the. Okay, as an American, I feel uncomfortable saying this, but soccer is kind of the true football. If you go back historically.
Well, one does use their feet for most of the sport.
Yeah.
And the other just uses it for somewhat a little part of the sport.
See, this will be controversial, but I do think that we should call soccer football as Americans. Not doing it for the audience, but, if you're in the audience and wish I was calling it football, I wish I was too.
Yeah, we vote for football.
Yeah. Cuneo moving the ball forward, and she's found Tourison. Tourison with a great run here, but just her layoff didn't quite reach a teammate. The clearance still a little bit haphazard, and Campo spreads the ball wide nicely. Here's Bain with a bit of space. The cutback cross was begging for someone in the middle, and no one was there.
Yeah, Purdue just a little off sync to start this half so far on the offensive possession. I mean, that was a great cross there by Lily Bain. Good feed in from Campo. Hits the ball well, strike, and just a little bit off.
Yeah.
So now it looks like Purdue's the more aggressive team. They kind of reinserted control this half so far after Maryland's pretty strong start.
Yeah, and certainly the first couple minutes were maybe Maryland's best couple minutes of the game, but the Boilermakers starting to ask more of the questions. Here's Adam. And
you can see Purdue.
Cuneo.
goalkeeper playing way outside the box. Maybe if Maryland can get a turnover here, that could lead to counterattack.
Oh, a clever little backer from Cinderella, and Tourasan is in. Tourasan blazed that one just over the bar.
Oh my goodness, another chance right there for Purdue just to take the lead. In Maryland, lucky again. I mean, just you see right here from Zoe Cunha, one of their captains, great feed-in pass, and then Cinderella, just the absurd quality. And then Tourasan, a lot of power, but just a little bit too much. Need a little more deftness with the foot, a little more placement right there.
Yeah, that's a tough one because Lucky actually had that angle pretty well cut off. She needed to get down over it a little bit, but not get it too low that it was at Lucky. And in the end, Tourasan couldn't quite get it in there. So Morales now going long, and we'll see if she's got McIntyre in a good position. McIntyre able to get around a defender and into the box. McIntyre, the cutback looked like it was deflected, but great work there by Lisa McIntyre.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Really quickly getting upfield for a play here for Kelsey Smith. And good, nice slide tackle from, again, Zoe Cunha. I mean, just a good cerebral defensive player.
Yeah, did a good job there. And now here's Smith again. Smith finds Abramson. She's found Lenhard. Lenhard to Morales. I think Lenhard maybe had time to take a touch there, and attack's starting to fizzle out, it feels like, but Smith back on the ball. Throw will go Maryland's way.
Yeah. Coach Marciano has talked about Kelsey Smith as great of a dribbler she is.
Here's Heaven, and Heaven with a really nice run here. How has she kept possession of that? Spreads it wide. Now Ray Bone to Lenhard. Lenhard in the middle. Lenhard and her pass intercepted, and now the foot race could have been on there, but it's a little bit overhit. Lucky. She'll play Mitchell.
Yeah, Coach Marciano, to finish up on my point, has been a big dribbler so far this year.
And Morales has found Smith in a pocket of space. Smith, the shot. She lasers that one in, and Edwards gets a critical hand. That was headed for the top of the net.
Once again, an incredible save. Leaping up right there, getting the left or right, let's see, that right hand saving the day for Purdue. A strong right hand, because that ball was hit with some power, and that could have easily deflected in. But so impressed by Emily Edwards and the way she's played this year and last year, of course.
Yeah, I mean, great save by her there, keeping this game tied. And now the delivery on the corner kick is Lenhard, and Heaven puts it in! 2 goals in 2 games, and she's earned it.
Once again, Maryland's hero, Mckinley Heaven, breaks the tie. Now, a little earlier this game than compared to Indiana, but a lower cross right there. She uses her foot, and what a goal for the Terps. So we can take a look right here. You see that lower cross. McKinley Heaven uses her foot. Sea of bodies right in front of there. Emily Edwards can't see where the ball is. Ball finds back in the net. 2-1 Terps, and Coach Marciano has to like how they're playing.
Well, it's worth noting that there is currently a review going on, so we'll see if this does stand. But assuming it does, great work by McKinley Heaven there to get that run, get to the front post, and then also just steer that in. I mean, that is an incredibly difficult finish right there. And we were talking about her earlier, and would this be her game?
Yep.
See it again.
You see it again right here. Just in good position, gets good touch on the ball. And you see Ava Morales actually kind of shielding Emily Edwards' vision right there from getting the ball. She was staying right in front of Emily Edwards, and so she couldn't make that move until the last second. And so that's the second goal of the game for McKinley Heaven's career as a Terp.
Yeah, and we'll see what the review is about here, because it's still going on. I'm wondering what for, because I have to say I've not seen anything untoward there. You wonder whether maybe Morales, they're thinking might be offsides when Heaven takes her touch. It might be obstructing the goalkeeper's view, but that seems a really hard point to prove.
It might be that she's obstructing the goalkeeper's view. We'll see what the ref says right here.
And in the end, signal is goal. So Maryland takes a 2-1 lead. And you know who started that passage of play as well that led to the goal? Lisa McIntyre. She began the passage of passes that ultimately led to the corner, which led to the goal. And just yet again, quietly playing a role in the build-up to these. This might be the best game I've seen from her since the one where she scored a brace earlier this year.
If Maryland does find a way to keep this lead and win this game, Lisa McIntyre has to be the unsung MVP of the game for the Terps.
Yeah, I mean, that game against St. Francis, she got the 2 goals, but like otherwise, I feel like this might be a more impressive performance overall.
Yeah, I mean, it's just she's pushed the pace for Maryland. Maryland has had at times, as we see Mckinley come off the field right here, another quality moment from her. But back to Lisa McIntyre, she's really pushed the pace for the offense that can sometimes just, be a little turnover happy. She's really made sure that the offense gets into scoring position, which is so key.
Yeah, she really has. And as Heaven makes way for Ava Mowry, credit to her. What a goal by her. I mean, that's such a hard finish to steer in. And now for Maryland, I mean, Terps have probably been the weaker side in the second half, but they've had some really nice moments, and now they've got the lead. But here comes Campo. Lots of soccer left to play, and Maryland can't get too yet. Too soon, as Turner, the delivery, missed everyone. Here's DiMartino. It's blocked and out of play for a goal kick.
I do think this has been a back and forth affair. Maybe you think Purdue, with all the chances, one-on-one chances that they've gotten, that they should be up, they should have converted some of those. They have played well, but so has Maryland. Maryland has found their moments where they've gotten offensive brilliance.
Yeah, they certainly have, and ultimately it does feel like they've played this game more even in the second half. They have definitely improved as it's gone along, as Truderson has kept that in. Santa Cruz taken out by Abramson, and that's going to be a free kick in a great position. I was wondering if the referee was going to go to his pocket there, given the location and just how much pace Santa Cruz had coming in. But
I'm almost surprised the referee didn't go and grab that yellow card. I mean, Megan Santa Cruz went flying right there, landing hard on the ground. It's good to see that she's okay.
And I would actually say, in a way,
yeah, you can see right here, Megan Santa Cruz with a nice touch right here. But Alyssa Aberson just runs right in front of her, and we'll see the corner right.
It's a good delivery by Campo in front, and that was begging for the final touch. Purdue asking questions, but they couldn't find the answer.
Once again, a great touch for Purdue right there from Irene Campo. I mean, she layers the ball right in there into that back corner. Purdue making a good run, as we see right here. You can see Irene Campo, just nice layered pass, and then just can't be finished right there by Megan Santa Cruz.
Yeah, just ticked off Santa Cruz's leg, and none of her teammates were quite there to turn it in, but what a delivery from Campo. That was the perfect ball. And man, I mean, Purdue today just a bit snake-bitten with some of these chances.
It's been astounding. I mean, they've had so many just open and good chances that they would have dreamed of coming into the game, but just not able to finish.
Yeah. So here comes Gemma Davidian now, and I mean, they had multiple big mistakes in the first half, and certainly the back pass that you nearly scored off of when she intercepted it was the biggest one, but there were others too. This half, none of that. Now, Lucky coming out of her box again, being alert, and she'll go long. Out of play, and here comes Bourdoncle. Bourdoncle to take the throw in. And Maryland bringing the big guns back in for the finale, as they've got Lenhard lined up with McIntyre and Heaven and Smith and Hawley on the coming off the bench. So a mass substitution for the Terps. Hawley actually staying on the bench for now. Oh, no, she's come in to take the throw in. So Maryland bringing on fresh legs, and certainly as the final 10 minutes approach, there is everything still to play for in this game. And good job by Depa there to stay with it, and she's found you in a pocket of space. Turns Morales and Bulova hustling over. You takes a body check from Hawley, and no foul, says the referee.
Wow, I'm really shocked that they didn't call that. That was a body check like you see in hockey or something.
Yeah, Angulo. Now Bulova wins that off of her. Good play by Bulova. And Bulova really hustling, but that time can't win the ball off the tackle. And somebody's gone down on the far side. We'll see who it is. So it'll be a free kick for Purdue.
Looks like Megan Santa Cruz took the fall right there.
Yeah, and Angulo is going to try and put this in the box. Defenders coming up now. Purdue preparing to bring in a couple subs as well. Angulo. The delivery is a good one. Campo's header, and it just missed wide.
If Maryland holds on to win here, the theme of the day for Purdue is missed chances. Coach Moody is not going to be happy with the execution, and you have all these chances. Again, look at that header, just in perfect position, but her head's slightly to the side, and that's what causes the ball to rotate more into the right.
Yeah, it's a perfect ball, but just didn't quite drop right. So now Tourison entering the game, and so does Chauvet. And Chauvet immediately wins the ball, but handball called against her. Bulova. Now Lenhard. Lenhard's pass, though, a bit behind. That'll be intercepted. And here's Yu. Finds Tourison. Tourison moving into the box. Tourison. The shot is blocked, and Turner Morales scrambles it wide for a throw.
That was a critical mistake there by Lenhard. You just can't put the ball in that dangerous position with being in your own half.
And now the delivery from Chauvet. The bicycle kick attempt, and it didn't miss by much for Campo.
That was almost the goal of the year. I mean, what an attempt by Margot Chauvet right there with the bicycle. I mean, it looked like a rainbow coming out right here.
Campo, so close.
Sorry, that was Irene Campo. She already scored the goal, and that almost would have been the play of the year.
She has that in her locker, but didn't quite go for her, and now DiMartino's re-entered the game, and this will be taken long by Lucky. First header won by Purdue. Bulova wins the second. Now Chauvet wins the third. DiMartino. Depa, who's grown in influence as the game's gone along, it feels like. Smith under pressure, a shove in the back from Baudonc, and she goes down. Free kick for Maryland.
Just to go back to that bicycle kick, I mean, she was in perfect position, great form, and the ball looked like it was like a rainbow coming off it, just but a little too high, luckily for the Terps. But as we've seen again here, just more physical play, a lot of pushing and shoving in the past couple of minutes.
Yeah, definitely a finale where both teams really trying to give everything, and that includes maybe a little bit of extracurriculars. As now the ball in, Heaven dispossessed, and now Chauvet moving forward. Chauvet finds Tourison. Tourison has Depa moving, and instead her pass intercepted by Heaven. Heaven. Now Lenhard, and that's intercepted as well. And a really good bit of play right there, and it's going to be a free kick in a dangerous position, and surely a card for Abramson. It will be, as she took down Santa Cruz, who had a full head of steam.
Yeah, once again, the Maryland passing game right there, just a little off. The ball wasn't struck with enough force to get to the player there by Lenhard. Just a little too faint of a touch, which allowed for the turnover. You can see right here. And then just Alyssa Abramson doing all that she could to stop making this Santa Cruz. And just another chance for Purdue. We'll see if they can convert on.
Campo's had some really good deliveries so far. We know she has the skill. We'll see what she can do here. Campo, it's a perfect ball. The header dropping just over the bar.
There's no words. This is an incomprehensible just game. I mean, like, there's just getting free runs into the back line right here for Purdue. Just getting one-on-one chances with Faith Lucky nearly every 5 minutes of the game. Just Maryland is holding on by a thread right now.
Can't say Purdue haven't had their chances, but you also can't say they've converted them. 2-1 still the score, and as we approach the final 7.5 minutes, there is everything still to play for. As Smith right there, critical touch, but now here's Santa Cruz, who you feel like has really been impressive in the second half. Santa Cruz, the cutback, and she had the idea, but just didn't execute it.
This game is going to come down to execution, obviously. But wouldn't you say you've been impressed by Maryland's offensive execution, especially on those set plays?
Yeah, they've taken their chances, and right now they have the lead for it, and they deserve a ton of credit for that. We've talked a lot about Purdue's missed chances, and oh, that looked really painful.
Yeah, that looks like McKinley Heaven collided with Zoe Cuneo right there. Oh, you can see that their heads collided, and it looks like some medical attention will be needed for both players.
Yeah, that was head-to-head, and both will obviously be receiving that medical attention, which never want to see an injury and just hope they're both okay.
Yeah, you hope they're both okay. Obviously, McKinley having the past 2 games has been a star for Maryland, scoring 2 goals.
Yeah.
You just hope that her and Zoe Cuneo are okay right now.
Yeah, definitely unfortunate. And so, for the moment, both teams headed off the pitch, and both players receiving medical attention. And so, Jonah, with 7 minutes now and change, what would you say is going to be the message from both coaches to their teams as they huddle up here?
For Maryland, communication. You can't let Purdue get those backline chances. The defense has to communicate with each other. You see Marciano walks out to see if McKinley Heaven is doing okay. And you see McKinley Heaven is getting up, which is a great sign. But Marciano is looking for communication, just not any breakdowns. Coach Moody is telling his team, execute, execute, execute. You have the chances, just follow like it's practice. It's as you do in practice, do in the game. So that's what he's preaching to his team right now. And as you can see, McKinley Heaven is walking off. Looks like she has a towel over her head, so that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Zoe Cuneo still receiving medical attention as of now.
Yeah, look at the scoring summary right there. I mean, I would love to see what the XG stats would be for this game because both teams have had multiple big chances. Maryland obviously have taken their chances. Purdue have had a couple others which have missed somewhat dramatically, including the intercepted back pass with an open goal virtually that went just wide. And so Cuneo still down. We're probably starting to get her up now. But certainly good to see both players standing up and walking around.
Yeah, McKinley Heaven went to the medical tent on the Maryland side. As you can see, Zoe Cuneo getting help walking off the field. The crowd was clapping for both. Obviously, good sign of sportsmanship by both fan bases here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for both of them giving the players the applause they deserve. Obviously, you never want to see an injury, and both players have also played great games.
Yeah, Zoe Cuneo has been a stalwart for Purdue defensively, winning a lot of challenges, deterring the Maryland offensive attack. And obviously, McKinley Heaven, just the story of the week for the Terps. I mean, the game-winning goal against Indiana in the 87th minute, and potentially another game-winning goal today.
Yeah, so certainly a stressful moment there as we get back under play. So
that does put a lull and a big pause in the game. We'll see how both teams kind of react to that after what was a very energetic past 15 minutes.
Yeah, so Purdue free kick here. They have to retake it, which I don't think they'll be the happiest about. But Adam prepares to retake it. Of course, both teams now missing key players down the stretch. So
this is going to test the depth of both teams right here and see who kind of has that next player up that can play the best.
Yeah, Adam's delivery bounced in the box dangerously and cleared away by Mowry. Maryland hearts from Maryland mouths again, but now here comes McIntyre. She can keep it in, and she can. McIntyre with good speed, but Angulo in particular tracking back well. McIntyre will take it to the corner and try to take up some time. Good hold-up play by McIntyre. Now has 2 Boilermakers on her and ultimately goes out of play for a goal kick. But man, I mean, when you see a ball bounce like that in the box, how many times have we heard as players, as coaches, people say you cannot let that ball bounce, you can't let that ball bounce. Well, Maryland just did, and thankfully for them, they lived to tell the tale. Chauvet's delivery, it's a really good one, and she's picked out Campo, chests it down perfectly. Campo, the shot. Oh my goodness, that looked for a second like it was bending, and in the end, bended wide.
Yeah, went wide. That was a great delivery right there by Chavot to Capo. Just again, Maryland living on the edge right now. And Capo, we know, has the skill to make that shot just a little wide. Maryland, it's all about bringing the ship home. As you see, it goes out of bounds for Purdue. But Maryland just has to play a lockdown defense for these next 5 minutes and 45 seconds to get the win here.
Yeah, I have to say, seeing that shot back, it was not as close as I thought it might have been. But still, a sign that Campo can get into dangerous positions, and we know what she has in her locker as that ball goes out of play. Throw in now for the Terps and Mia Mitchell to take.
We can see how high up Emily Edwards is for Purdue. I wonder if they might pull her all the way up to the Maryland side of the field if it gets that late in the game and Purdue's still down by 1.
If they have a set piece late, yeah, we could certainly see it. Now Adams' delivery. This is hanging up nicely. Tourison couldn't quite get under it, and now she's in a foot race with DiMartino. Tourison wins it and gets the ball. Tourison finds Depa. Depa's delivery. This is an awkward one for Lucky, and she had to get a hand to it because that was dropping into the net. Palmed over the bar, and it's a corner for Purdue.
Faith Lucky might have to be the MVP of the game for the Terps. I mean, that was just a very awkward save for her. The way it kind of just floated but dropped. You can see right here, the ball's floating, and it would have just gone right in, but Faith Lucky determines at the very last second, luckily for Maryland, that she has to save it. Hits it right over the crossbar, and now it's another corner for Purdue. We'll see what they can do with this.
So delivery in is a good one. In front, palmed away, still loose. And now a foul is called against Purdue. So the Boilermakers not able to convert, and
you see Irene Campo was, sorry, you see Margot Chavez was actually arguing to the ref right there that her foot was being stepped on by a Maryland player.
Yeah, I mean, that did seem a bit of an unfortunate foul call against Purdue, but I don't know that there's enough to go the other way. Header won by the Boilermakers, and now a foot race ensues. Torrance Morales there first will have to hook the ball wide under pressure from Campo. So Purdue have their foot on the gas right now, but the question is, can they get across the finish line with the point? Maryland, can they get across the finish line and hold on to 3 points? Angulo's delivery is a good one. Lucky punches away. Maryland's there first. Now, the delivery on the shot is a good one as well. Lucky with the save again from Hanisch.
Maryland on extremely, 1 millimeter thin ice right now. Purdue just throwing waves, and all they have at Maryland to get that equalizer in these last minutes. Maryland just so lucky to be at a 2-1 advantage right now.
Yeah, now here's Smith, but her touch ran away from her a little bit. Chauvet with a nice turn to get away instead. And Chauvet, that professional experience, extensive professional experience, when she was in the Australian Cup final, she started. And now, that could have broken Mckinley, but instead Morales is there, but a free kick has been called.
That's kind of a late call there by the referee. He waited for play to go on for just another couple seconds, then called it. I mean, Maryland almost had a breakaway right there. You can see right here, just Torrance Morales kind of just runs over Cherry Yu right there, and it is the correct call by the referee.
So free kick now, and Angulo's also had some good deliveries. This is a dangerous position for sure. And time is running low for big chances. The delivery is good, but it's overhit.
Just a little overhit right there. No, none of the players were making a run to that kind of mid-back right part of the box there for Purdue. They're going more into the middle. So Maryland comes away with another stop on defense.
Yeah. So time ticking. Depa's header forward. Does Purdue have another throw of the dice to make? Tourison gets some space. The cross deflected, called for a handball. And did the referee just gesture to the spot? No, he didn't. For a second, it looked like he did.
No, that was out.
That was out of
the penalty box.
For a second, the way his arm was angled, it looked like he might have just pointed, and I was like, what?
I think he might have been pointed to the ball, which was hit out of the stadium.
Yep, it's a clear handball, but it's definitely outside the box as well. And it's, in the end, a free kick in a very dangerous position. This is about the best chance Purdue could ask for off a set piece. Minute 55 seconds to go. Could this be their biggest chance? Angulo, delivery low on the ground. Lucky gets there and it shovels it out of play. Corner for the Boilermakers. I have to say, I've liked Campo's delivery better than Angulo's. She'll take this short to Tuderson. Tuderson gets into the box, away from Smith. Tuderson's cut back cross. A stretching leg hooks it away. Still Purdue. Adam does well to escape McIntyre. The delivery in, the header, won by the Terps. Play on, says the referee. Purdue entering the box to the end line. The cutback cross, no one's there. The Boilermakers again. Purdue's players were almost too far inside the box as they were too close to the goal, and in the end, when the cutback came in, there was no one ready for it.
There was no one ready for it. They were still on the last play, and then it's just they weren't on the same page.
Yeah. So Purdue have had the chances, but not in the right spot.
I will say it is almost shocking that we haven't heard Chiara Cingarella's name pop up in the last 30 minutes. The leading goal scorer for the team, leading points for the team, just hasn't been a factor here.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Moody has kept her on the bench late here. I wondered if we'd see her come back in, but she hasn't. And now Adam, the delivery, the header won by Abramson. Here's Morales. She'll hook that long. This is where it helps that Edwards is so high up. Edwards takes her touch down and can pump the ball back in. This time Angulo with a great flick. And now Yu has found Tuderson. Tuderson's cross in front, begging for a touch. Maryland got 2 touches. Now Depa's cross. Turnage Morales is there and will hook it away. Purdue still queuing up. 18 seconds to go. Adam pumps this one forward. Take it down by Morales. McIntyre, but that's going to be won by the Boilermakers. 10 seconds to go. They know they need to hurry. The last-ditch chance. The play into the box. That came down, and Tuderson couldn't quite get there. Goal kick, and the horn sounds, and Maryland has hung on under siege, but they will take home the victory. 2-1.
A gutsy performance by the Terps.